I bought the cheapest pair of running shoes on the market, but should you buy them? In the world of running, you've got carbon plated shoes, you've got daily trainers, you have got max cushion shoes, you have got whatever category you'd fit these bad boys into, but is all of that just marketing? Can you save that money, buy them from Temu and get similar results? I wanted to test this out, so I bought these, the Retro Trend 3s from Temu for a total of $36.41, and that was with free shipping. So I'm going to give these a test run today and hopefully provide a bit of insight as to whether it's a good or a bad idea. So stay tuned. First thoughts on these after the test run. I'm going to start with the positives before getting into everything wrong with this shoe. So firstly, they're cheap. As I said at the start of the video, these cost $36.41 Australian, and that includes shipping. The second thing is they do fit true to size. I found with some running brands like Adidas, you've got to go a size up as they do fit quite narrow. So the fact that you can buy these online and they do fit is definitely a tick. Another tick for me is the color. I'm a massive fan of bright colors, especially when it comes to running. So the fact that you can stand out in these is a big tick. And frustratingly, that's about it. I wanted these to be a cheap solution for all new runners, but these just aren't it. I'm not sure if you can see this on camera, but they are actually quite squishy. But that cushion led to no added comfort on the run whatsoever. The bottoms actually felt quite rigid, so I thought that was going to add to some support throughout the run, thinking that the added structure in the middle of the shoe would help. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case, and it was definitely noticeable on the uphills. It felt like you had bricks tied to your feet, and it made it that much harder. Another thing that I noticed was this upper part here was somehow rubbing on the top of my foot, something that I've never experienced in any pair of shoes that I've ever owned. Another thing was the tread or grip on the bottom of the shoes. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it is next to non-existent, which means if there is any dust or rain on the roads or any of the trails that you might be running on, this just isn't going to support you. And if you can't trust your shoes, you are definitely going to fall over and you risk injury, and it's just not where you want to be as a runner. So although these shoes are cheap, I would happily never wear them again. Meaning one use cost about $36, which is far less value than even the most expensive carbon plated shoes. For me, I try not to be wasteful, so I will get a few more runs in these, but I'm definitely not looking forward to having to wear these again. So learn from my mistakes, I'd avoid these ones. So my advice for people getting into running, obviously if you run marathons or you're more of a seasoned runner, you will already know this, but for those starting fresh, here's my advice on running shoes. Shoes are very important in running. I'm not saying that you have to go out and break the bank, but you do need to be running in something that's comfortable and supportive. And if you can do that, it's going to make it far more enjoyable and help minimize injury. Through our run club, I've had a bunch of people come out for their first couple of runs, and it's quite common to hear them say that their feet hurt or some other body part is hurting. And this is often paired with the phrase, and that's why I hate running. The biggest and quickest fix I've seen for this is a new pair of running shoes. Most people don't want to hurry out and buy a new pair of running shoes at the start, as they're not sure if they're going to stick with it. How many people do you know these days, and this might be you, that commits to buying something expensive, you use it like twice, and then never again? Whether that's a new bicycle, a set of golf clubs, or even a bread maker. Running shoes are no different to that. Most people want to save where they can, so they opt to run in old, worn out shoes, especially as they start running. That way, if the shoes get scuffed or damaged, it really doesn't matter. What people fail to realize is those shoes that have been sitting there for the last 10 years have got little to no support, they aren't made for running, and they're really not going to help you enjoy the runs themselves. The best solution I've found for this is to go out and hit the outlet stores. You can find all of last season's models in a range of different colors, all at heavily reduced prices. I bought these shoes quite a while back, not the flashiest of shoes, but the outlet store had them on sale and I paid a total of $67. It doesn't matter if they get thrashed or beaten up, and my feet don't hate me anymore. So trust me, they'll make your runs far more enjoyable and you'll actually get better at running as a result. You can definitely get more expensive shoes than these. I also run in these, which are a bit more expensive, but I've had these for over a year and they are incredible. but I would definitely recommend getting a few more runs under your belt before you opt for the more expensive pairs and treat yourself a little while down the track. But the difference between these shoes and these shoes is only about $30. I've had these ones for over a year now and they've still got lots of life left in them. These, on the other hand, I've worn once and are just definitely not worth the money. So yes, you can find running shoes for a ridiculously cheap price, but should you? Probably not. If this video is the first one that you've seen of mine, my name is Cameron, founder of Cam's Run Club, where my goal is to support the newer, slower runners improve their running. As well as this, I create a range of different running related videos, from funny ones to marathons that I compete in. So be sure to subscribe and follow along.